Totally wrong facts people still believe about money. What if the biggest thing keeping most people from building wealth isn't a lack of money? It's believing ideas that were never true in the first place. Which of these facts have been silently shaping your financial decisions without you even realizing it? In this video, you'll discover some of the most common beliefs people accept as absolute truth about money, and why psychology shows they're often completely backward. You'll learn how these myths influence the way you earn, spend, save, invest, and ultimately determine whether money flows toward you or away from you. Unlike most financial advice that simply tells you what to do with your money, this video reveals why your brain believes these myths in the first place. Because once you change the beliefs behind your decisions, you'll stop unknowingly sabotaging your financial future, start recognizing opportunities you used to overlook, make clearer money decisions with greater confidence, and develop a healthier relationship with wealth that lasts long after this video ends. Let's begin with one of the oldest and most damaging money myths ever created. Money is the root of all evil. Have you ever noticed that many people say they want more money, yet the moment someone becomes wealthy, they're called greedy, selfish, or corrupt? If that's true, then why would your subconscious ever want to become rich? One of the oldest money beliefs ever passed down is that money is somehow morally bad. Even people who don't consciously believe it often carry subtle versions of the idea. As children, we hear phrases like, "Money changes people," "The rich exploit everyone," or "Money can't buy happiness." Over time, your brain starts connecting wealth with guilt instead of freedom. But here's the strange part. If you secretly associate wealth with becoming a worse person, what do you think happens every time you start getting closer to financial success? Your subconscious creates conflict. Consciously, you want more money. Subconsciously, you believe becoming wealthy means becoming someone you don't respect. That internal conflict causes people to undercharge, avoid opportunities, procrastinate on important decisions, or sabotage their own success without realizing why. It's difficult to pursue something your mind has labeled as dangerous. So, does money actually make people evil? Or have we misunderstood what money really does all along? Psychology suggests something very different. Money rarely changes who you are. It amplifies who you already are. A generous person with more resources often becomes more generous. A dishonest person simply has more opportunities to be dishonest. Money doesn't create character, it reveals it. The real danger was never money itself, it was believing that wealth and morality can't exist together. Once that belief changes, your relationship with money begins to change as well. But this isn't the only belief quietly controlling your financial life. There's another myth that almost everyone accepts as obvious truth, and it's responsible for millions of people chasing money for the wrong reason. More money will make you happy. If more money automatically made people happier, then why do so many millionaires still struggle with stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction? Could it be that we've misunderstood what money is actually supposed to do? One of the most persistent myths about money is that happiness exists at some future income level. People tell themselves, once I make six figures, or once I buy that house, or once I can afford that car, then everything will finally fall into place. But psychology tells a different story. Your brain quickly adapts to improvements. What once felt extraordinary eventually becomes normal. The raise that excited you 6 months ago becomes your new baseline. The dream car becomes your everyday commute. The bigger house simply becomes your house. Money changes your circumstances faster than it changes your mind. So if happiness isn't hiding behind the next paycheck, then why do we keep chasing it as if it is? Because your brain is wired to focus on what's missing. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, our tendency to return to a familiar emotional baseline after positive changes. Instead of appreciating what you've gained, your mind immediately creates another target: more income, a bigger investment account, a nicer lifestyle. Without realizing it, you're no longer enjoying money. You're running on a treadmill that keeps moving just fast enough to stay out of reach. Does that mean money doesn't matter? Should we stop trying to earn more? Not at all. Money is an incredible tool. It can reduce financial stress, create freedom, give you more choices, and allow you to spend time on what truly matters. The mistake is expecting money to create an emotional state it was never designed to produce. The happiest wealthy people don't use money to chase happiness, they use it to support a life that already has meaning, purpose, and healthy relationships. Money becomes far more valuable when it's a tool, not your destination. But there's another belief that's just as limiting, and what if this belief is keeping you from developing the very mindset that creates wealth? Rich people are just lucky or born different. Have you ever caught yourself saying, they were just in the right place at the right time, or they were born into money? But if wealth is mostly luck, then why do some people lose millions, while others build it back again? It's comforting to believe rich people simply got lucky, because if success depends on luck, then your current situation isn't your responsibility. The truth is, luck can open a door, but it can't keep you in the room. Many lottery winners end up broke within a few years, while countless entrepreneurs, investors and business owners have lost fortunes and built them back multiple times. That isn't luck, that's behavior. So if it isn't talent, and it isn't luck alone, what separates people who consistently create wealth from those who don't? Psychology points to something far more powerful: beliefs and identity. Your beliefs determine what opportunities you notice. Your identity determines what actions feel natural. Someone who believes wealth is possible begins looking for solutions instead of excuses. Someone who believes they'll never be successful often overlooks opportunities that were right in front of them all along. The biggest difference isn't intelligence, it's the story people tell themselves about what's possible. Does that mean anyone can become wealthy simply by thinking differently? No. Positive thinking alone has never made anyone rich. But every financial decision begins with a thought: the businesses you start, the risks you take, the skills you learn, the people you surround yourself with, the habits you repeat. All of those grow from the beliefs you carry about yourself. Your mindset doesn't magically create money, it shapes the decisions that eventually do. And over years, those small decisions compound into completely different financial lives. But even people who understand this often fall into another trap, and why this belief keeps so many people financially stuck. Saving money is the same as building wealth. Have you ever heard someone say, if you just save enough money, you'll eventually become wealthy? It sounds logical, but if saving money alone created wealth, then why do millions of lifelong savers still struggle financially after decades of doing everything they were told was right? Saving money is important, but saving and building wealth are two completely different things. Saving protects the money you already have. Wealth is created by making your money, your skills or your assets produce more value over time. Many people become so focused on protecting every dollar that they never learn how to grow one. They mistake safety for progress. So why do so many people believe saving is enough? Where did that idea come from? Psychology offers an interesting answer. Your brain is naturally wired to avoid loss more than it seeks gain. Behavioral economists call this loss aversion. Losing $100 feels far more painful than gaining $100 feels rewarding. Because of that, many people become obsessed with avoiding risk altogether. They keep everything in a place that feels safe, even if it quietly loses purchasing power over time. The goal becomes protecting money instead of putting it to work. Does that mean saving money is the wrong approach? Should you stop saving altogether? Not at all. Saving is the foundation, but a foundation isn't the house. Emergency savings create stability. Wealth is built by combining that stability with smart investing, valuable skills, businesses, ownership, and long-term thinking. The people who build lasting wealth understand that money has a job. Every dollar should either protect your future or help create a better one. Money sitting still has limited potential. Money working with purpose has the ability to multiply. There's one final myth that may be the most deeply rooted of them all. Money changes people. You've probably heard it your entire life. Money changes people. But if that's true, why do some wealthy people become incredibly generous while others become selfish and arrogant? How can the same thing produce completely different results? The truth is, money doesn't have a personality, it's a tool. And tools don't create character, they expose it. Someone who is kind before becoming wealthy often has more freedom to be kind afterward. Someone who is dishonest simply has more resources to express that dishonesty. Money doesn't rewrite your values, it removes the excuses that once hid them. So why are we so convinced that wealth corrupts people? Why does this belief refuse to disappear? Because dramatic stories stick in our minds. We remember the billionaire involved in a scandal, the celebrity whose ego spiraled out of control, the executive who abused power. But we rarely hear about the countless wealthy people quietly funding hospitals, creating jobs, supporting charities, or helping their families without seeking attention. Our brains are naturally drawn to negative examples because they're more emotionally memorable. Over time, those exceptions begin to feel like the rule. What if believing that money changes people is doing more damage than you realize? If you truly believe wealth will make you selfish, greedy, or unlikable, your subconscious begins treating financial success as a threat instead of a goal. You may hesitate to ask for what you're worth. You may feel guilty earning more than the people around you. You may even sabotage opportunities because success no longer feels safe. The healthier belief is this: money doesn't decide who you become, your character does. And when your values are strong, money simply gives those values a louder voice. But there's one final belief that quietly traps millions of people. It often leads to exhaustion instead of wealth. Let's look at why this myth continues to fool so many people. Hard work is all you need to become rich. You've probably been told this since you were a child. If you work hard enough, you'll become successful. But if that's true, why are some of the hardest working people in the world still struggling financially, while others earn far more working fewer hours? What are they seeing that everyone else is missing? Hard work is valuable, but hard work, by itself, has never guaranteed wealth. Construction workers, nurses, factory employees, farmers, and countless others work incredibly hard every single day. No one can question their effort. The difference isn't always who works the hardest, it's whether that effort creates leverage. Wealth isn't just built by working more, it's built by creating value that continues to grow beyond your time. So if working harder isn't enough, then what actually separates those who build wealth from those who stay stuck? The answer is leverage. Leverage allows your time, skills, money or ideas to produce results long after you finished working. A business can generate income while you sleep. An investment can grow for years. A book, a course, or even a YouTube video can continue creating value long after it's published. Psychologically, many people focus only on today's paycheck because it's immediate and familiar. They never stop to build the systems that could eventually free them from trading every hour for every dollar. Does this mean hard work doesn't matter anymore? Not at all. Hard work is still essential, but it should be directed toward building something that keeps working even when you aren't. The wealthiest people don't avoid effort. They multiply it. They understand that every hour invested should create opportunities that extend beyond that single hour. When hard work is combined with leverage, patience, and sound decisions, it becomes one of the most powerful forces for building lasting wealth. The real myth was never that hard work is important. The myth is believing that hard work alone is enough. Money was never your greatest obstacle. The beliefs you carried about money were, because before you can change your bank account, you have to change the story your mind believes about wealth. In the end, financial freedom isn't created by learning more facts. It's created by letting go of the ones that were never true. You've just uncovered some of the biggest money myths that quietly hold people back. Now it's time to recognize the signs that your mindset is actually shifting toward wealth. That's exactly what I cover in my other video. This will find you when you're ready to become wealthy. Don't ignore it. If you're serious about transforming the way you think about money, click the video on your screen now. You might discover that the journey toward wealth has already begun. You just didn't know what to look for.